Hello everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So this reading is going to be all about have you met the one? So we're going to find out what are the signs you're going to see when you meet the one, how you're going to feel, what's that person going to be like. So we have 4 piles from the left to right. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most. And I'm going to start with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. You chose the card of a rabbit. This will be your reading on have you met the one. So there's a sense of nervousness. I feel that when you're gonna meet this person, you're gonna be quite nervous. There's gonna be this um I wouldn't say necessarily a sense of like having butterflies, but you will feel very attracted, very charmed by this person, even without. There's a sense of you seeing this person from afar. Also, like a sense of, I feel like your inner child comes out with this person. Like, you kind of forget that you're this adult, but you look at this person through the lens of like, oh my god, this person is like really attractive. So there's something about you feeling maybe like this person is out of your league, or they're just larger than life. There's something where I feel that you feel really nervous having this person around you. We have the card of transient. So I don't feel like right off the bat when you're gonna meet this person, you're gonna put all your cards out on the table. I feel like you're gonna be quite hesitant. I also feel very nervous. Like, um, you just feel very nervous to me for some reason. The Two of Cups. So there's an immediate sense of recognition. I do feel you're coming out of a very rapid cycle when you meet this person. Um, a rapid cycle that involves no romantic involvement. It could be after you got out of a really long relationship, a really, really tedious karmic connection. 4 years to be very specific. That's what I'm hearing. Um, Either that cycle could have been 4 years old, like it had been going on for 4 years. Whatever it was either the duration of that relationship or your time being single, approximately 4 years. So I am not talking about maybe the people that you went out on a date with, or maybe not, you were celibate, something like that, but you did not get really involved with someone, or it was like very fleeting. Like you think that this was the one, or this could go somewhere, even if you know inside you're a very intuitive person. I'm seeing the lizard, so your life has been very regenerative, especially in terms of love. Of recently, whenever you find this reading, it's a timeless read. I feel that you find yourself in, I think you're coming out of a place of comparing yourself heavily with other people, feeling like, why didn't it happen for me? It could be that you're of a, quote unquote prime age where people and your friends and just like colleagues, everyone has somebody in their life. I'm picking up on somebody being a divorcee, like maybe you're seeing other divorcees getting married, or you could be someone that got divorced previously. 39 or 29 is very significant. So, what's this person gonna be like? Yeah, we have the card of star power. Palladians are here to help evolve us into higher beings of pure love and light. Nourish the planet as we nourish our souls. So, this person could be, I heard radio jockey for someone. We have 27. I feel like you could meet this person online. We have bigger picture, zoom out, shift in perspective is needed in this moment to gain clarity around the current situation you feel stuck on. So I don't feel you'd be ready to jump back in necessarily because of how it has. There's a sense of like stagnancy in your energy. There's a sense of like wake up, go to work, hang out with friends, repeat, and you don't even realize that you've kind of gotten lost um in this routine. Also a sense of like I don't feel anybody in your life necessarily when you, yeah, so we have 30 and 27, so I do feel that this is around the age group of like 25 to 35 bracket. um I don't think your person is that far, like maybe I'd say a bracket from 1.5 years to two, maybe 2.5, three. Like it's not immediate, but it's not that far either because there are certain beliefs that you're gonna have to release. It's according to your karmic plan that you're carrying from a past life. So if you've had failed relationships, which are just, they're just character building moments for all of us. Um, I feel that your choice ends up surprising you, but not because you've had bad luck or your choice is bad. I think your choice ends up surprising you because you don't usually go for this, and this time around it's a sense of like I do have apathy because other people are happily married. This genuine sense of like pressure that I feel in your mind towards marriage, but I don't see anybody around you like forcing you for it. um I don't know, it's like I don't see like your family members or your friends or anybody kind of like forcing you or picking on you or making you feel like you're single and you're alone. No, I feel like it's coming from a place of feeling incomplete within yourself. It's not coming from an external factor that you feel the pressure to get married. And I feel like that's why it takes you time to find or align with that person, because this person doesn't come in when you're desperate to be with someone and be somebody's wife or husband. There's a sense of you looking at marriage maybe right now or in the future as somebody that feels like once I find that person, my life is going to start moving on. It's like you're looking for purpose in marriage. You're looking for your life to begin when you get married, or you've put so many um, expectations on, what's it gotta be? Soul. Yeah, it's just like you gotta find your soul before you meet your soulmate. I feel that we have kindness, we have we have 29 and mid 37, so around the brackets of like 25 to 32, 35. I also picked up a 45, so for some of you it is a situation where you're looking to get married again. But I don't pick up on the sense of like having kids from a previous marriage. It could be possible, this is a general reading. um but this is not a situation if you're not married and you're not divorced, then you're going to align with someone that's a divorcee. No, no, no. I just feel like this reading is like tapping into ranges of states of consciousness, and that's why there is a specification where I feel like, especially if you're a woman, it could also be for men, but you're looking for somebody else to step into your life, and giving them your purpose and your dedication. It's almost like you haven't found solace in who you really are. And so it takes you some time to become okay with your own solitude. It's not about not having enough friends or having too many friends. It's not about not having a good job. It's not about having a good job. It's not about having less or more money. It's nothing. It's just about how you really feel about yourself inside. And unless and until that part of you is met within yourself and unlocked, I don't see this person being even in close proximity to you, because it's a very different vibrational frequency. from that version of you. It's not about that person. Again, I feel like for some of you, you are putting that person on a pedestal, that I'm going to meet him, I'm going to be oh, I said him. So I do feel this energy that I'm talking to a woman, but this is gender non-specific. Okay, so you just have this sense like, I'm going to meet that person when I become worthy of them in the future. No, that's not what I'm saying. You are still worthy of it today. I think that you've got this twisted. Not that I'm saying that you're thinking twisted, I'm just saying you've got the concept a bit different in your own head, because you're struggling to find yourself. And that's why you're thinking like, oh, I'm going to become worthy of, him or her in the future. No, you're still worthy of that person. You're just looking to meet yourself before, you can meet that person. So we have Sky Dancer, Surrender in reverse. It's almost like this elasticity moment right before. There's like a huge breakthrough that you go through, perhaps even a breakdown, honestly, a breakdown of your self. We have Spirit of River, movement towards adventure. Yeah, I feel like you finally push from this place of, see, we have covenant, sacred contract. It's like it's written the way it is. You meet this person when you meet yourself. It's literally that quote which says that, before you look for your soulmate, find your soul apostrophe mate. Like, look for yourself. You will never be free until you free yourself from the prison of your own false thoughts. That person in the future is not greater than you, but that version of you is more fulfilled. So what does this person really look like? The Six of Pentacles, they could have really kind eyes. When I see a Six of Pentacles, this is energy of like kindness, maybe doe eyes, like they're a bit like deer like is what I'm picking up. Like, I see this person being I wouldn't say wealthy. Like with Six of Pentacles, it's the energy of proper give and take, which is kind of like they're content, they're a fruitful person. Like, it's like, so it's not even funny that you're meeting them at that level when you become a fruitful, content person. What do they feel like? Their aura feels like candy, like a yellow, orange, like full of life, jovial, like a fruity candy. Um, Something you sometimes kind of want to binge upon, but if you've already had dinner before it, then you only have one or two, and then you enjoy the candy for its flavor. You're not kind of like filling your stomach with it. You know what I mean? I think that's a main criteria of if it's sugar or just snacking. And I feel that over here it's about you realizing that this is a very sweet soul. You really like them, but you had your dinner before. You took care of yourself. You fill your cup enough to not overindulge, in other person. That's what I'm really seeing over here. So let's see. It's like this person could be quite tall. I'm picking up a brunette hair like on them, or like they're not jet black hair, like it's a bit brunette. They've got a very soft appearance. I wouldn't say feminine, I'd say soft. Like their features are very well rounded and there, but they're soft. They're not very striking features. They're the kind where if you're having a bad day, you can talk to them. I don't know why this reading talks a lot about you having a breakthrough or a downer or a burnout, or you're just like upset, and that's when you find this person. Not because they're meant to see you at your worst, but that's exactly when things finally crack for you, when you finally crack open, you know. So we have Dragon's Hold, protecting the future. So how they're gonna find you is honestly, I keep seeing a bar, like a bar, or like it's not a proper like a city club bar, like you're at the club and there's like disco lights and you're just in like an insane amount of crowd, and they're going to be a one night stand. No, that's not the story that I'm picking up. It's like a countryside bar, and it doesn't have to be that you're going to be there, a countryside, or you're going to be traveling somewhere. No, I mean, it's possible. You never know how universe plans to make you meet. But what I'm seeing over here is like this energy of um it's a bar, okay, it's a lounge, but it's a bar. Like, I see a lot of wooden interior. It's rustic, it's got character, it's got stories, it's got people, it's got people collecting there, gathering there, people having good intentions, people wanting familial time, or like, I don't know, there's nachos, something like that. It's like a I don't know, man. It's like a family bar, or like it's just a family outing, or but you're not with family and they're not with family. I'm seeing a brown leather jacket on this person. So this person has a full beard, like lots of facial hair. I'm definitely seeing that. I'm seeing an oval face, a longer face. I'm also seeing a tall person. So this is not necessarily the broader one, but I see this person's physique being is like someone that is maybe someone that bulked up, the ones that have like a faster or quicker metabolism. But this person's really tall, like tall, handsome, a bit sleek, but yeah, lean muscle maybe. I'm seeing this person being quite hairy, like I'm seeing a bit of chest hair, and I'm seeing some few beaded bands on this person's hands, like crystals. It's a bit of like eccentric vibe to this person, it's got character to them. They're not necessarily trying to be like everyone else, but they are staying up with the 21st century fashion. So they're not just running behind or ahead of time. They're not too focused on standing out there. So they smell good, like something woody, musky. And then for a woman, I'm seeing a very sensual taste, like a red flowy dress. Like as a woman, if you're meeting this woman, like I'm seeing her. Definitely, she knows how to carry herself. She knows her good points. I'm seeing a very slender build, like I see her of like a rectangle or maybe an hourglass figure. It's a bit like rectangle-ish, but whatever it is, the woman does have soft, striking features, very black hair. So these could be very random characteristics. I am trying to paint a picture. It could be very close to the type of person that you meet, the one for you. I do see a big thing for watches for the person that you end up attracting, watches, and like, yeah, it looks like they do well for themselves. It's not wealthy out there, but it's like you can tell that this person does good, like they've got money. And in terms of money also, when we think about the one, we think about like, well, their past and like financial compatibility, emotional compatibility, mental compatibility, and spiritual. And I see that this person comes from a background where they do like to save and multiply a lot. That's what I'm necessarily picking. I think there's a flow to your conversations with each other. Like, I like to talk to you, I keep on talking to you. I feel like there's a sense of like a friendliness or camaraderie, right, when you meet this person. And I feel like there could be an involvement of other friends, like maybe you get set up on a date or a blind date, or I don't see your person being the one that's just like shooting out their shot at random people in a bar. I don't see this person really doing that. I see them maybe being pushed towards talking to someone. They are quite open, they're very poised about it. They don't have a problem in talking to other people, but they're not, I wouldn't say desperate, but they're not that eager in life to go and shoot their shot at strangers, honestly. The Tempest. So I do feel like if you have a temper, they're gonna be a really good balance out for you because, yeah, you do have a temper. Plants. So I think that a lot of things, what you're gonna learn with and about this person is that they've got a growth mentality. They don't like fights. um they don't like passive aggressiveness. This person likes clear communication. This person doesn't deal with kiddish behavior. And I do feel like a major part of your breakthrough is letting go of this kind of like I wouldn't say like a, I say a throat, a blocked throat chakra. Like when you have a blocked throat chakra, you're not confident enough to say like what you want, and you feel shameful and hesitant about rejection. So you're passive aggressive, and I think sometimes you tend to do that out of insecurity. This person does not like passive people. Like they like people, they want to serve, they want to give. So the Six of Pentacles is the energy that they're coming up with. So they want to give to you, but if you're going to be bratty about it, if you're going to be kiddish, you're going to throw tantrums, they're not going to like that. It's like, I think you both are becoming more better, bigger versions of yourself. And I see there's a lot of changes also that's going to happen in your physical appearance moving forward. There's a sense of like when you're emotionally mature, when you spiritually give yourself the space, when you stop making yourself small, even in terms of asking for what you want, your body also tends to take up space. So your body tends to go through whatever you like to call it as a second puberty. So there are quite a few changes, and I think maybe right now you're asking about someone who actually doesn't have that full face of beard. Maybe they're still walking into it. It's about, I say like, you know, when women learn how to claim their cosmetics or their makeup more boldly, or the way in which it defines them, it's kind of like the same. Like for men, I feel like facial hair is makeup for them, that they learn how to use better for themselves. So this is what I really have for you, pile number one. This was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number two. You chose the card of endings and beginnings. We have the card of wheel over here. So there's a very strong energy of finances that I'm picking up. I'm picking up specifically on the age of 25 or 27. So it's possible that I feel that you may have met this person. And it's possible that you haven't energetic, like it's, I see like a clock, you know, it's at the right time you're going to be able to recognize that this is your person. For some of you, there's a possibility that you haven't met this person, but for 99%, I feel like you've met the one. But it's not someone that, I don't think you've had a conversation with them. It's like they may have been around, you may have seen them. There's also like a physical glow up that by that time when you meet this person, that they're gonna go through, that you're gonna see them more as manly or more feminine. There's a lot of like there's a specific word that you call persef per I forgot. Perse pers I don't know, Persephone. No. I, I think if you're really picking up on what I'm trying to say, you would have figured it out. It's something about like hormones. Like when you see this person, you get a gush of energy. Like there's so much, like it's like a primal instinct that activates when you see this person. For a lot of you, you are very, very sexual, but you've had to hold it back. I'm hearing there's a lot about money over here. Like money is a big deal to both of you, especially your person. If this is a man, seems like this person becomes a lot more focused on their goals. They're very academic, very educated. I am hearing something about maybe Ivy League or top 100 um universities. Like this person may not be living in your locality, or there's something about the way that you meet is very dreamy. I'm seeing a huge bridge. Now I don't know if that's like symbolic of something. I don't even pick up on something specific. It's like seeing a bridge. So this is a very soulmate, hearty connection. Like, I see when you meet this person, you have a lot of pride because both of you are quite egotistical. I have honesty in reverse. So I don't think, frankly, that you're gonna like this person right off the bat. You're gonna see them more as a fun thing, because when you meet this person, it's not gonna pan out in the way that you want it to. Like, you're gonna traditionally fall into love and a traditional marriage. I think there's a bit of like a cat and mouse game, not because it's karmic. I think because you specifically are gonna find this person at a time things seem a bit rough, or hectic for you. So you're like, I don't give a damn about this. Like, there's a sense of like repulse or ignorance towards the opposite gender. Like, I can't settle down right now, like I've got too much on my plate. It's not because you're against getting married or like settling down. There's also this connotation of maybe, um because there is all sorts of relationships, and relationships are only meant to make sense to the person, that's, to the people. So it's a possibility that you don't get married, but for the ones that you know that you want to get married, you will get married. So no problem with that. So I think that there's a sense of like you being quite engrossed with your work, and this person, I see this person being older than you, especially if they're a man. Like, maybe somebody like this person's 5'6". Yeah, this person's like 5, 6, 7 years elder to you. And it's also because like I feel like there's a very strong sense of like, I feel like you're a geek. I don't know what you're doing. Like, there's a very academic energy over here. Like, maybe you're studying at university, or, but I don't feel like this is a relationship that finds you later on in life. I think that this person is very close by. Like, this is a pile where you're very close to the person. Like, seems like a very high school university. I keep seeing a university in my mind. Like, maybe you're a professor. Like, I'm seeing 23, 19. You made wishes about this person. Like, your pile seems very ambitious to me. As who you are as people are very ambitious, very nerdy, very geeky, very, you're very unconventional as a woman. You're not a type of person that's just gonna go along the grain and follow misogyny, patriarchy, and just fall into the categories that people have created for them. You could be a trailblazer, you could feel like a black sheep, but I don't see you having rough relations back at home. Maybe by the time you meet this person, you have a lot of healing done where your internal reality has made peace with maybe what happened to you in your childhood. So your outer reality starts reflecting with people genuinely, like dynamics shifting in your life. So I keep on seeing you wearing glasses, wearing a huge ass coat, black coat. I see you wearing, I see you having very healthy hair. So that's a good sign of, I say, maybe your fertility. Like, there are things that you think about biologically. You think about your body, you take care about yourself. You could be a biology or a chemistry student. I'm picking up on science, or you could be very academic. I see you reading a book. I see you noting down notes. I see you having a pen and a paper. Usually, people have like tablets or laptops in their hand. I see you having a pen and a paper, or a pencil and a book in your hand. You're just engrossed, and you see someone, but then I see specifically the woman being. It's not like you haven't noticed this person. I'm seeing somebody have like green eyes. Um, I heard Afghani or Italian. I also heard Muslim. So these could be some specific nationalities, but there's a very specific sense on Afghani and Italian. Italian very strongly. Um, I don't see this being an interracial or intercaste marriage. I just see there's a lot of ambiguity, because I'm channeling for a lot of people. I think that you're gonna have this cat and mouse game because you imagined yourself being elsewhere by the time you meet this person. We have birds, news, and messages. So Yeah, new love. I don't see you having any past baggage. I don't see this person being like your rest of your. This is not your type. And I say that because coming ahead in the few years, your type really changes. But for a lot of you, what the timeline that I pick up is very close by, like 4 to 8 months, maybe a year. I don't see anything more than a year. I really don't see anything more than a year. It's like, but the changes that you go through in a year is at such a high magnitude that I don't know, why do I see you becoming emotional? Because I think that you've had a very difficult past, and that tends to come in your mind every time you think about the person you're going to spend your life with and lean upon. Even if you're a man, it makes you really emotional because you've had to 80%, 90% always hide. Yeah, Ace of Cups in reverse. You've always had to hide this emotionally, ultra emotionally sensitive, spiritually inclined part of you. Like, I feel that whoever you're connecting with is a true divine counterpart. Like, not the ones that you've met before, the one that you finally can rest upon. It doesn't all collapse if you have a fight. It doesn't all go away. It doesn't amount to this person um going in no contact. It doesn't amount, and I'm not saying this is going to be a clingy relationship where it's always smooth and everything. It has an organic way of forming itself. I don't have a love story and a simple rhythmic nature for you. I do see maybe some ups and downs while you meet this person, like a bit of a brittle communication. I don't see the both of you like seeing each other and there's like, guitar playing in the background, things like that. No, I see like a bit of like cockiness on both ends. Like it's kind of like I recognize my competition. It seems more like who's going to be the first one to approach, and then there's a lot of attitude on the women's end because it's more like I'm not going to do that. I see you being very attracted to this person, whether you accept that to yourself or not. Yeah, we have mind games, so again, it's quite up to the viewer interpretation, but I don't feel like it's mind games. I do see a cat and mouse game like in the beginning where it's a bit around like seeing each other here and there. Maybe if it's somebody that you're uh I don't feel that you're going to meet this person online. If some of you have a very specific characteristic that I don't want to meet this person online, then it's definitely there. You got it. I'm seeing this person wearing like cap on backwards. I don't know if you've seen it like on men. Some men look really good when they put their cap on backwards. So there's something about this person wearing a jersey, like a red color jersey or a red hat. I see this person being quite muscular. I see this person being definitely quite taller than you. Uh, like a 5'11", maybe a 5'11", 5'10". This person is broad built. They're very masculine. They have a stubble beard. They've got a very youthful look, and I don't think if you would see them right now or prior to this timeline, maybe 5 6 months ago or something like that, like you'd find them attractive because I feel that you this person is very athletic. Being up on squash and swimming. You could also meet this person at an arcade or a general club or sports club or something like that. Um, for a lot of you, you've had this criteria. Like I feel like the universe is kind of like reaffirming you through this reading that you don't have to take everything that I say. Of course, it's a general reading because it is gonna be custom made for you, right? And this is the end. Like this is the one. This is your life partner. And there's nothing more else to it. um you get the flowers, you get the gift, you get the emotional stability, you get the financial stability, within you and outside of you. This person meets you, and a lot of it is in a accumulation of your own hard work. That's what they are saying, like you working towards literally taking it so seriously. You are, and you attract what you are. And I guess I'd say that if you have a problem with the cat and mouse, then maybe you can start working on that already, because nothing is written, in stone over here. That's what I'm really seeing. So, but they're saying that, if there's certain things that you don't really like, or you don't understand, they don't have to make sense right now. So intimacy, I feel like the sex is off the charts, but I feel like right now I'm picking up on a very hearty energy. Like, your person's higher self is like, hey, I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about how much I want to bring her, roses and flowers, and I want to take care of her heart. And the same thing, like, I feel that when this person puts forward their inner life, inner expressions, their femininity, you feel very prideful that this is my person and I want to take care of you. It's a very good balance of yin and yang. There's also straight up like conversations about wanting kids and things like that. It's a bit unconventional, but it's also conventional. Like, you guys create truly the best of what is it that you want. The Seven of Swords in reverse. So there's no guessing games. I feel like this person you're linking up with, well, you're gonna mate for life, is someone. I'm picking up on penguins. Oh, um, it's so we have 26. So I don't feel it's like, it depends on your age, but if you're in 20s, maybe late 20s, I think it's just here. Like, I think time's gonna pass away and you're not even gonna realize you're gonna be with that one. And for some reason it reminded me of that quote which says, like, if you knew how quickly you're gonna meet your person, then you're gonna enjoy your time being single. And I think that for a lot of you it's such a turn off when people say things like that, because you're like, you always had this conception that marriage and relationship should not be a cage. For a lot of you, you actually have been celibate and single for quite a few years. You haven't really given your heart like that. You may have had a few heartbreaks here and there, but I don't see you getting so madly in love. I see you guys being a bit like giving teasers out on your Instagrams and your social media if you guys are. I don't see your person being very, very social media active. Um, I do think there would be a little bit of molding involved. Like, you guys will have to learn how to be around each other, which is very common. Like, that happens even in friendships. You don't really get anything tailor made. Not even yourself. You kind of have to mold yourself according to life or the version that you imagine. So you guys are really strong personalities, but I feel like uh, I get a sense of energy where you're the kind where you're quite stubborn about what you want, and sometimes you just like, it has to narrow down to what I want, and the universe is kind of like solving it on a platter, being like, I'm gonna give you every goddamn thing down to the T that you want. It's because of how strong manifestors you are. So I can't be a magician all in all. In terms of creating your life and speaking about it on a reading, but I do see that you've got yourself figured out well enough to know what's going to work for you and what you're really attracted to. So that's why I feel like I see you being very unfazed by the time this person takes up entry, and it's going to be a very mundane meeting. I don't see this being something where you're all dressed up. You meet this person at some theater or some club or something like that. I don't feel like club is your vibe. There's an energy of you being quite high vibrational, generally as a person. And even I heard net worth. So there's something about like money being very important to you, your stability, your quality of life. Um, and I think all in all, apart from all the physical features and everything else that's external and 3D, your biggest requirement has been someone that you can really build life with. You can talk it out. And I think maybe you've attracted people that don't really resolve things, or they have an issue with running away or leaving things at a dead end. messages and expression, intimacy and honesty in reverse. Like, people have really played mind games, and I don't see this person doing that. However, you both learn to speak each other's language more prominently. So what else do I have? I feel like for a woman, if you're watching it for a woman, you're interested in women. I see a very curvy woman. I'm hearing the word voluptuous, or like there's a very fertile energy to this woman, very healthy hair. This could be you as well, but for men, I pick up on a very healthy woman. Like, I pick up on a fair skin tone. It could be possible that this person is wheatish or black. I'm picking up on Asian as well. I'm picking up on the yellow skin tone as well. But I'm seeing big diamond rings. Like, I see you guys getting cuffed down. Like, and then there's like you giving teasers out on your Instagram or your social media, but you're not gonna be the type that's gonna post your whole gallery out there and show everyone what's going on in your relationship. I think privacy or protecting, or I just see you guys having you guys really believe in privacy. I feel especially your person, whoever the man is, doesn't take a lot of pride in naturally like a lot of flashy things. And if you're someone that did not grow up with a lot of money, I think your person is going to balance you out and teach you that you don't have to fill a void by buying the most expensive and the most trendy flashiest things. I think finances, you're going to build compatibility over it. You're going to learn a lot of things from this person about money, especially as a woman. I see that if you're a woman, this is a gender non-specific reading, but it seems more like you're attracting someone that may be older than you, could or could not, could may or may not be the one, like the type of age gap or maturity level that you expected. Because I feel that as a woman, you're very spiritual, proper divine feminine. I say excessively disgustingly educated, that you need someone that has a bit more experience. I see someone pricking their finger, so I don't know if somebody has diabetes or it's a twisted way of showing me an oath. you know, I don't know. I think maybe it's diabetes, or somebody actually pricked their finger right now. So we have Two of Pentacles and the Six of Cups. Again, what you both really value is what it narrows down to: connection, safeguarding each other. It's almost like what stays between the both of you doesn't go outside of the room. Like, if you guys have a fight, you're gonna learn to teach. I'm not saying that you're always gonna be the perfect couple that argues, and I feel like there's an emphasis why the universe wants me to say this, because quite strong personalities, especially you, man. Like, I feel like the woman over here is very stubborn, very strong headed. It's like maybe because you've had to manage things by yourself, you're very opinionated. Taking help from a man doesn't come very easy for you. So it's like you butting heads with this person, they want to help, and sometimes even they're not perfect. So you both like lock yourself in a room, you really figure out what's going on, you teach each other how to talk. There are temper tantrums over here, but you're learning each other's love languages. Quite like building a very strong sexual relationship with your best friend. I mean, honestly, that's what I'm seeing over here. Okay, so pile number two, this is your reading. I'm going to leave it here. Information for personal readings is given down below. Now I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number three. You chose the card of tree, so this rhymes three and tree. We have stability and growth. So the golden or the white colored tree kind of reminds me of gold. I see there's a lot of letting go in the next few months, or even the capacity of a year's timeline, that you let go of a lot of old notions, like, I don't feel worthy of love, or I don't feel like I'll attract the type of person that I want, which is like, your physical type, your emotional type, your mental type, whatever it is. It's like you have a lot of ceiling limits to the most infamous saying that everybody doesn't get everything. And I think that you're going to start figuring out that it's not about having everything. It's a mentality where you learn that what you want, specifically the way you'd feel the most understood and loved, and into that person does exist out there. It's just the ways in which we tell ourselves that what we want can't exist because we feel unworthy of having it. So I do feel that there's a sense of, I'm not sure if there's a battle in your mind about being a homemaker, honestly. Like, I'm picking up on the women watching this. You may have, there's a tug of war. I don't know, like, maybe at a soul level, you're unconventional. I heard cycle breaker, but at a mental level, you feel like it's not possible to have someone that would be the way you want to be. It's very interesting. I think you basically feel like it's not possible, or you're just not going to get what you think would make you really happy in another person. Ace of Cups. So, a lot of self acceptance in the next few months, again, 4 months. Um, I could say that this person is quite close to you, maybe even geographically, but there's a sense of this person getting closer to you energetically. And that's why do you have any uncanny feeling where you are just constantly rejecting people left and right? Like, you're always feeling like something's missing. You find like 3 out of 4 characteristics that you want, but the fourth one tends to be not a very big deal breaker, but it's substantial enough for you to walk away and be like, I want more. So I do feel like maybe there is a bit of a tug of war, because I'm hearing provider and a homemaker. Like, you're looking for somewhere you can relax, but you want some sort of like a combination of having your space. So I feel like you're scared of the patriarchal sense of being a homemaker. Like, my life revolves around the man, and I think that you've recently started becoming okay or diving in the concept of marriage. For some of you, you could have grown up thinking like it's the worst thing that could happen to a person. You could have had really tumultuous relationships. Love really has been a very painful experience for you, and I feel that there's a lot of forgiveness. So your pile has a lot about, fated love connection. It seems to be that the person you meet, I think that there's a question mark towards destiny. The ambiguity of this reading is somewhere where, that's why I can't quite put a finger on what it is with this pile, but it seems like an energy of, it feels like you guys are still deciding, what do you really want in life? Do you even want marriage? Because it's not just for the namesake of it, it's about how you're combining your life and you're willing to build a life. And commitment holds responsibility. As much as we think about personal space, there is a wild wave of, you know selfishness involved these days in emotional intelligence, which has, I feel that it comes from a place of people realizing the ways in which, and I mean both genders, people realizing the ways in which they've been oppressed by each other. So that has resulted in wanting space and boundaries, but sometimes the defensiveness ends up making us also feel quite lonely, because at any given point when you're in need or you want humanity, the other person just says, I can't right now. And you have to understand. You know what I mean? It's the complexity also of what has been going on of lately and finding that balance within ourselves and with others. And I think a lot of it just comes from a place of a lot of people just working and moving on empty. So I think a lot of it is dependent on you still growing and becoming the version of you that understands what you really need. It's not just about, I'd say, what you're looking for, because relationships can be anything that two people decide this is what we like. So it can be looked down upon or it can be embraced, monogamy or um a polyamorous, I think that's what it's called, right? An open relationship. So we have the King of Swords in reverse. So I think a lot of your reading is resembling, excuse me, or moving towards this feeling of I don't have a clear picture, spirit. What is? I feel like it's like for some of you, like the one seems to be a lot about the person that you finally become, and you decide, okay, now I am open for commitment. Like you're gonna have some sort of commitment to that person, right? That's why you're thinking about the one. I don't feel like your concepts are clear about what you really want. I think you're still bruised inside. I think you're not clear because I think your fear tends to dictate your fortification of privacy and freedom and self-care and personal space. And I think that is still something you're learning to find your space, and only then we can understand who you are on your own and what type of person would suit you. We have flower child in reverse. I hope that over everyone else you learn to make yourself proud, momentum, creativity, action. So there's a lot of stagnancy. I'm not going to disrupt the flow of this energy. We're going to see where spirit really leads us, how or what type of messages do we, even if we do get any messages about the person. But I do feel like later down in your journey, it's quite close to your higher self leading you to what you really desire. For some of you, I do have a question that you haven't figured out your sexuality completely, and that is a very optional message. It's just not something that we just throw out there, also even in a general reading. So if it's not there, don't get twisted about it. I'm picking up on Philadelphia and Texas. I'm seeing blueberry pancakes. Somebody could be having that. Arizona. So I am picking up on US. A lot of these drier states like Texas as well. Like I'm even picking up on Germany, UAE. So we have Dubai as well. I'm picking up on an umbrella, a purple umbrella, even a yellow one, gum boots. I'm seeing rain boots, so yellow rain boots, red rain boots. I don't think it's like maybe that person is getting closer to you. It doesn't seem like the energy of just the one. It feels more like it's when you decide, and that's when you stop your search. I feel like it's not even related with the person that's the end goal. It's about when you become that version who's clear on what they want, that's when you attract that person. So there's some sort of mystery, some sort of like, I'm literally seeing fog in my mind's eye, mistiness where I don't clearly see what's the picture down the road for you. It's like you gotta figure yourself out before you can. For some of you, like, I feel like this is the most realist reading you're gonna get. Not to toot my own horn, but yeah, I mean, I am channeling it. So it's quite an energy of feeling like you watch a lot of readings or you just try to figure out. For a lot of you, you're just not that even interested. You're just like kind of winging it. And I really gotta say that if you're there's a difference between just hoping that it'll land somewhere because you're eventually going to bump into that person, which may or may not be true. But there's a difference between also knowing that you do deserve love, but not just in the way that everybody else wants it. It's it's a lot of soul searching. And don't think of soul searching as something that's tedious. Think of it as an adventurous path that actually leads you to who you really are. It's like the question is like, don't you want to see who you are and how do you really get there? So I see a lot of it is about, if I'm being honest, the energy that I feel is like once you figure out who you are, that's when you stop, and the type of person that you attract that's in front of you, that's the one that you pick. It's not about the other person, it's about finally who makes sense to you because you started making sense to yourself. I think you'd been asking the wrong question. Who is it? How are they going to be like? What's the relationship going to be like? But a lot of it is just you. How am I going to feel? What do I really want in a partner? How am I going to feel loved? Do I want a family? Do I want to extend our family? Do I want pets? Do I want kids? Do I want both? Do I want none? We have the sun in reverse, manifestation power 1111. Be patient, it'll come. So again, I see a lot of ambiguity in your reading pertaining to how do I describe this person. But there's one thing that I do keep on seeing is a very tall person. A tall, you could be tall or this person could be tall. I'm seeing a cowboy hat, a red leather PU latex cowboy hat. It's got really small silver star kind of details. Sometimes spirit gets really, down to the nitty gritty with certain things because sometimes it just really hits with one person and you think like the universe is not thinking of you, but of course the universe is because they're really labeling out small things that you are doing right now because they have you in mind. So again, I see this as being something that's your creation completely. I feel like a lot of it unfolds when you start seeing yourself as the creator. You understand the game that's actually going on over here. It's probably not even about like fulfilling buttload of karma over here and trying to go back to the source. Maybe it's just about realizing that you're here and how do you understand yourself, and it's about mastering that this is my life, but a lot of ways in which we're programmed. This, you see the complexity and the depth of the word programmed, you really understand how our fears really come into being because we're told, really. So I feel that as much as it is about philosophy and you'd want something more about this person, I don't really think I have that. um I think you will be defining who you really want to be. And that's what I'm seeing. Okay. So, pile number three, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye. Hello, pile number four. You chose the card of Gazelle. So we have change and purity. Um, I do get a very sporty, athletic vibe. This person could be um quite a big sized person. Um, very masculine. I am seeing a lot of chest hair. I'm seeing a wheatish skin tone. I'm seeing a lot of testosterone, a lot of sweat, a lot of testosterone. Um, I'm seeing jersey. I'm hearing basketball, hockey. So this is not your average Joe. That's what I'm hearing. Like this is not a person that's just mediocre, just like every Tom, Dick, and Harry, every other Chad on the block. I feel like this person is quite different. They dress very savvy. This person definitely has a very outspoken way of expressing themselves. You definitely notice them. This person is quite big on textures. Like you got a very good pair of I don't know, trousers with shirt, and then there's leather jacket or something that I'm seeing a lot of black. Definitely the efficacy of it is that this does represent someone that protects themselves quite a lot. I'm picking up a number five, so they could be a life path number five, or their birthday could be the fifth month. So I'm picking up on 21st April. So I don't know if April is. I'm picking up on the Aquarius one. So whew, mm, excuse me. I feel quite relaxed in this reading, like almost like there's a sense of like friendship and camaraderie. I don't feel very um performative. I feel like this person has a way of making you feel at home. This person is someone that doesn't like a lot of pretense in their life. So if this is a man, I feel, and this is gender non-specific, but let's just go with man because I do have a lot of female audience. It's more leaning towards someone if they're very good looking. You know, you think that they're, like it is a fact that a lot of good looking people don't work on their personalities unless it's time to like pick a life partner. So that's when they realize that their options are not real. And I think that this person grew up pretty early in life. So they do have a past, they do have a story, they do have a struggle story, they do have an X factor. And I think that's the reason why they're quite different, because they might be really good looking. And I think that this person is going to challenge your uh your basic opinions about men or women, like the ones that are good looking, or even the ones that go to the clubs, can't keep their hands to themselves. Like that's what I'm really hearing. Or a good looking man is like, it's like you kind of find reasons why this may not be good for you, or why this person is not trustworthy, but there's this feeling of like I just know that there's like you have a very strong gut feeling about this person. That's what I'm really hearing. So this person with Gazelle asks you to change your perspective. I do see a traditional way of dating each other because of how traditional this person really is. Like this is someone that has good sexual hygiene, so it's more like in a place of like um if I find you attractive, it's like I'm not going to jump in the bed with you. This person has like self-respect, so it's not something to be like wow type. I can understand that, but it's more like this person, I feel like you're gonna find yourself feeling insecure at first, because, and for some of you, you may have met this person already. Some of you are actually talking to this person. I'm seeing number 7, 7th April could be very significant. April is very significant. April, apricot, Uranus. I'm seeing dates. I'm seeing a lot of dry fruits as well. Like, I see this person being really good for you. You seem the one who has been through a lot. So, um, this person's masculine presence tends to bring a lot of safety in your life, and if you're a man, this person's femininity brings a lot of love into your life. Where if you're excessively looking on the outside, like you're working too much on your body, physique, clothes, and appearances, keeping up with that, and then if you're working too hard at your job, your career, working over hours, making money, working too hard at the gym, respectively, for women and men, it's like a situation where you tone it down. Like, the I really say the external validation really tones down. You start feeling safe. um I'm hearing that's what a good woman or a good man does to you. So you have an experience you haven't had before. It does really make you forget about all the bad experiences. The person seems like a blessing in your life. And I feel like it is gonna challenge you. That's why you may not see the blessing at first. We have the Six of Cups, so that's the energy of having found a soulmate, a friendship, in love. A very generous person. I do see that there's quite a lot at first about building the relationship. It's possible that you both may not come with a lot of material abundance at first, because um, I see that this person comes with little to no baggage, which also means that they're trying to become a person of their own. And I don't see you necessarily being so bothered about that. Like, if you're looking for generational wealth, and people really do see all of that. Inclusivity is quite important. It's just common sense that people have different reasons for marriages, or like collaborating with another person. I think that you find this person at some like emotional midway. I think a lot of things become really clear and important for you when you meet them, that this is not important, but as long as I have you, so I feel like you really fall in love. But I don't see a crazy kind of love where you're inseparable. I feel that this is the type of familial safety you didn't get. So I'm seeing definitely that this person's grit, character, discipline, especially their character, tends to become uh, the reason why you fall for them. Because, and like, yeah, we have commitment and expression. It's like so out there. They're so old school. They're like, they like all the Backstreet Boys songs, and they get you like whatever they can. Like, they just court you in an old school manner. They get you flowers, or they I don't know, they get you socks, or something that screams like, I see what you need or what you desire. um or there's like candle lit when you guys do it for the first time, where you're getting down and dirty with each other. Or I feel like there's a lot of chivalry with this person, and as a woman as well, I see a lot of warmth. It's typically, I'd say, a giver that's been looking for a giver, because a lot of people, they are not able to give at the capacity they're capable of because of the people around them. They don't have, like, takers can only take so much. Takers ain't shit, because takers don't have a healthy concept of taking. Even when they take, they have so much guilt and blah 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 blah, or they're just selfish, or blah 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 blah. They're wounded. People that do want to give, I wouldn't say always, because overgiving is a sign of low self-esteem, but I say people that really do still want to give from a place of surplus are the ones that are actually healed. So it seems like this person is going to learn how to trust again. They don't also come perfect and just gift wrapped. um you teach each other a lot, that's what I'm seeing. So this person definitely has a very eccentric style. Like, I'm seeing a lot of leather, I'm seeing honestly like snake skin. um I mean, just because they're not coming in with a huge bag, that doesn't mean that they're poor. That's what I just heard. I feel that this person does well. I feel like this person does like the finer things in life, divine feminine. So yeah, it's not like you're gonna live a peasant life. Curiosity, it's like they like finer things in life. They're very savvy. I'm hearing tech savvy as well, so they could be in the IT business or engineers as well, scientists, like could be like slick smart as well. But I heard head buns. I don't know what is that. Head buns, like, all I think about is bread buns. um I think I'm hungry. See, this is the vibe that I'm really feeling in this reading. It's like I feel a lot more looser than general and very vague and random in this reading than I do generally. Oh, we have 15 and 16. So yeah, I see like a very old school quoting vibe. Like, it doesn't just go along the vibes of, oh, I matched with you on Tinder or whatever dating apps, and like, let's get a room, or do you want to come over, or something like shitty like that. It just seems like a person that you come around and you fully open up, because now you have the safety that you've been looking for. If you're a man, you've been waiting to feel safe in your ability to give, you find a woman, you don't feel cheated upon. See, this is kind of reminding me of when certain men refuse to ask out women for dinners because some women have just played them for a free meal ticket. And that's when a woman is like, no, but I don't want to go out for coffee, I go for dinners. And then two people are just butting heads. I read this meme the other day, and it didn't seem like a meme, it seemed like quite plausible, because it's not always that all men are cheap or they don't want to spend or they're all broke. Some of them have actually been used quite a lot. So it's seemingly from a place of learning to trust each other again, that it's safe to date, at least it's safe to consider something. And slowly by slowly I see like your true nature is coming out alive, because there's no more games, there's no more mind games, there's no um vendetta. I see something about like how you're learning what it means to be an adult. So I don't know if you're questioning if this person is going to be able to take care of you. I really do see that. It's like, I think you question when you don't know what it's like to feel safe, and it's got nothing to do with the things that they can bring to the table, or the relationship. But you eventually learn that it's got a lot more to do with how you emotionally feel, and that makes it worth it. So I don't know if you've been in two minds, like it's like there's no fish in the sea, or all the fishes are dead, or they're just skanky. So I feel like you've had a couple of bad experiences, but I do want to mention that don't stretch it too much. Like, not with this person, I just mean like don't go overboard and crazy about dating and swiping and just like meeting a lot of people. If you're like that, who gets a bit impulsive or like gets scared, because I do see this energy that sometimes you get really scared, am I going to be able to find that person? I don't really think you have to do much. I feel like there is definitely a time clock, like, when it's timing, you meet that person. I don't really think that I don't think there's a workbook or a homework for you that you have to do this and do that. I think it's just life consequences. Some things just need to fall in place in both of your lives to eventually meet each other, you know? So that's what I have for you, pile number 4. This was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. Information for personal readings is given down below. And I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye bye.